Hi my dear intelligence, I hope you all are fine. And in the last video, I explained about Newton's laws of motion part 1, that is connection to the basic points and some questions which are already asked in the relative competitive exams also I covered in that part. So this is the video where I am going to explain about connected bodies and I am going to explain constraint motion and also I am going to cover some important concepts of pseudo force concept, that is nothing but non-inertial frame of reference. So before going to start the connected bodies, I want to explain one more basic fundamental concept which is nothing but the impulse. Sometimes they are asking the question, they might give force versus time graph and they will ask you to determine the impulse. So how to calculate impulse from the force and the time graph and what is the meaning of impulse, that concept we will discuss in this particular session. So impulse, my dear intelligence, impulse is nothing but maximum variation in the force in short period of time. For suppose just a simple example I will say to you. If a person is jumping onto the heap of sand from first floor and the person is jumping onto the concrete floor from the first floor, the person who is jumping from the first floor to concrete floor will hurt more compared to heap of sand because he is getting more impulse, means maximum force comes into zero in short period of time. That is why impulse concept is very important. If you observe, a bus is going on an uneven shaped road, the person, whoever present inside the bus will do the dance automatically because of impulse also. So same one more example, the fielder lower his hands while catching the ball because to increase the time, he is lowering the hands to increase the time so that the ball come to rest. So impact is going to be reduced. Shock absorbers are provided in the vehicles, that is nowadays you know that one bench car is more precious because of shock absorbers are more. So the persons whoever there inside the bench car will not experience the tremendous shakings of the tremendous shocks which are going to be taken place in sudden changes of the position of the vehicle. So this is the concept of impulse. Impulse is always explained in the form of the integration of force with respect to time, sir. Basically we already have a formula that F is equal to rate of change of momentum with respect to time, my dear intelligent. So dp vector is equal to, I can write force vector into dt. If you apply integration on both sides, integration of dp vector is equal to integration of force vector with respect to time, sir. If you are applying the boundaries, initially the momentum is p1, finally the momentum is p2. At the p1 momentum nothing but at the time p1 and the final time is d2. So this is called integration of dp. Then this boundaries, if you are implying that, then we will get p2 vector minus p1 vector beta. This is nothing but change in momentum which we already discussed. This is change in momentum only called as the impulse concept. So impulse is equal to change in momentum. Change in momentum is equal to force into time. Force into time. This is the integration. Integration basically geometrically integration meaning is area under the curve. Here quantities involving in this integration is force and time. So it is the area under the force versus time graph. Force versus time graph. The area under the force versus time graph is equal to impulse. But one most important point is there. Impulse I am saying it is a change in momentum. Change in momentum is nothing but momentum is a vector quantity. So change in momentum is also vector quantity. Impulse is also a vector quantity. As impulse is a vector quantity, whenever they given ft graph to you, if they given force versus time graph to you, if they given force versus time graph to you, in that there is a graph above the time axis and below the time axis. If they are asking to determine the impulse with the help of the ft graph, where there is a graph above the time axis, below the time axis, impulse is a vector quantity. So that is why whenever you are calculating impulse with the help of ft graph, you are supposed to remember this formula: area above the time axis minus area below the time axis. Why? Because above the time axis it is having one direction, below the time axis it is having another direction. So my dear intelligent, please remember this particular formula. For suppose the force given value is 20 Newton, the time here 5 seconds, the time here is 10 seconds, the force given here it is minus 10 seconds. So what is the impulse existing in for this particular particle? Impulse is equal to area above the time axis minus area below the time axis. So in this case we can write J is equal to half into what is the base 0 to 5 seconds, that is 5 into this is what you can write 20. 20 is the maximum force minus half into this is 5 seconds to 10 seconds. What is the gap beta? 5 seconds only. 5 into this value is again 10 they given. So 2 1s are 2 5s are 2 1s are 2 10s are. So this is 50 minus 35 which is equal to 25 Newton second is the impulse. So the way to calculate the impulse with the help of FT graph is equal to area above the time axis minus area below the time axis. Please remember that one. So next another important one. These two are the questions which they asked in the previous competitive exams based on the impulse concept. So here they given xt graph of the object whose mass is equal to 0.04 kg. So xt graph is given beta and asking to calculate the magnitude of the impulse and the time in which consecutive impulses are going to be taken place. See my dear intelligent, where there is a change in velocity is going to be taken place, there is the impulse is going to be exist. So 0 second to 2 second, it is a straight line passing through the origin. That means the slope of the graph is constant. Slope of the graph is constant means velocity is constant from 0 to 2 second. From 0 to 2 second it is having one velocity. From 2 to 4 second it is having another velocity. So this V1 having positive slope, V2 is the negative slope. That nothing but velocity is going to be changed in the direction. It is a positive velocity, it is a negative velocity. Direction of the velocity changes due to the impulse. So in the impulse here, first impulse, second, here one impulse. Two consecutive impulses are taken place in the how much time interval? 4 second, 2 second. 4 minus 2 how much beta? Delta t is equal to 2 seconds. Sir. The time elapsed between two consecutive impulses is equal to 2 seconds. So what is the magnitude of impulse? Impulse is equal to change in momentum. Change in momentum is equal to mass into final velocity minus initial velocity. So we can write V2 minus V1. We can also write V2 minus V1. So but here velocities both are acting in opposite direction. Both are acting in opposite direction. So we can write final momentum plus initial momentum. So calculate from 0 to 2 second. From 0 to 2 second velocity is beta V1 is equal to maximum displacement 2 minus 0 by 2 minus 0. At 2 second 2 is the displacement, at 0 second 0 is the displacement. So slope equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So here x2 minus x1 by t2 minus t1 which is equal to 1 meter per second, sir. Next another velocity from 2 seconds to 4 seconds. What is the velocity from 2 seconds to 4 seconds? Which is equal to at 4 seconds the graph is touching the x-axis. That means y coordinate is 0. That is nothing but 0 minus 2 by 4 minus 2 which is equal to minus 1 meter per second. One is positive velocity, one is negative velocity because the velocity direction is going to be changing in this case. So what is the momentums are now 0.08 into 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 which 0.04 into 2 is equal to 0.08 Newton second. What is the impulse that the object is experiencing in this case is equal to 0.08 Newton second. If you come to this second question, my dear intelligent, there is a mass whose mass is m and which is moving with a velocity u, and it is going to be collide with another stationary mass in a elastic collision, one dimensional elastic collision, so that the interacting force is increasing from 0 to f naught. What is this f naught if it is increasing in the time t by 2? This is what they given. They given this graph in the question. They are asking to calculate the f naught value. Of course, my dear intelligent, you people already knows that one. Area under ft graph is equal to change in momentum. Initial velocity u, final velocity u, final velocity is going to become 0. So that the change in velocity, change in momentum is equal to mu beta. 0 minus mu is going to become mu. So we can write half into area under the graph. ये वाला triangle, ये triangle का base है t into what is the height sir f naught. So I want f naught equal to 2mu by t. This is the value of the maximum interaction force which is existing between two bodies whenever there is a collision is going to be taken place. These are the previous competitive questions which they asked based on the concept of impulse. Now I am going to explain connected bodies. Please copy this one. Sir, in this type of connected bodies question, how to solve the questions based on the connected bodies? It's a very simple. I already explained in the Newton's second law of motion only. Basic concept already we discussed. Net force acting on the system is equal to total mass of the body into acceleration. Sir, here only one force is acting, that force is equal to F beta. So F equal to total mass of the system m1 plus m2 into acceleration of the system, which is equal to A. See, the total system acceleration is A, so m1 का acceleration A only, m2 का acceleration is A only if they are in contact. m1 and m2 both are said to be in contact if दोनों having same velocity, दोनों covering same displacement, दोनों having same acceleration, sir. Otherwise they are not in contact. Now another important point, they might ask you to calculate what is the acceleration. So F by m1 plus m2. Sometimes they will ask you to calculate what is the contact force between m1 and m2. So what is the contact force between m1 and m2? One shortcut point I am going to explain, my dear intelligent. Please remember this shortcut point. F1 is equal to total mass after the point. Total mass after the point. Total mass after the point. Total mass after the point into acceleration, sir. What is the total mass after the point, sir? That is equal to m2 into acceleration is how much already calculated, F by m1 plus m2. So this is the way to calculate the contact force between m1 and m2. For suppose there is a question that if they are saying this is one more force is acting here, let you can observe this one, 20 Newton is there, here 10 Newton is there, 20 Newton, 10 Newton. So this is 1 kg, this is 2 kg. So what is the acceleration? You can write beta. Acceleration is equal to net force. Net force by total mass. Net force yes beta. Here 10 is acting right side, 20 is acting left side. So 20 minus 10, greater force minus smaller force by total mass is 3, which is equal to 10 by 3 meter per second square. This is the acceleration. In that case, if you want to calculate the force between this 1 and 2, F1 is equal to total mass after the point. Total mass after the point into acceleration, but this F1 is going to be taken in the other way. This F is going to, acceleration is going to be changed. So in that case, you are supposed to substitute the acceleration. So next here also F1 is equal to same acceleration is equal to total force upon total net force upon total mass. What is the total mass here? m1 plus m2 plus m3 we can write, sir. So F1 is equal to total mass after the point. What is the total mass after the point? m2 plus m3 into acceleration. So m2 plus m3 into F by m1 plus m2 plus m3, sir. We can write like this. This is the way to calculate the contact force. If contact force F2 they are asking what is the contact force F2, what is the total mass after the point m3 F by sigma m, sir. This is what the calculation for the contact force between m2 and m3. But suppose if they are asking this type of 4-body system, it's a very simple, same formula is going to be applicable. What is the contact force F1 equal to m2 plus m3 plus m4 into A, F2 equal to m3 plus m4 into A, F3 equal to m4A. This is the way to calculate the contact force is equal to total mass after the point into acceleration. Remember this one, total mass after the point into acceleration. This is the way to calculate the contact force. I hope you understood this one. For suppose here two types of forces are acting here. You are supposed to take net force acting on one system. Net force acting. Total mass after the point into acceleration is equal to net force. This is 20 and F1. Here you are supposed to write 20 minus F1. 20 minus F1 you have to write. 20 minus F1. 20 minus F1 is equal to m2 into F by m1 plus m2. This is the way to calculate the contact force. So next, copy this one. Next. So with this problem, you can able to understand the previous concept what I told. Let's see. Here only one force is acting, which is equal to 20 Newton. Where are two blocks are there, 2 kg, 3 kg. What is the contact force between 2 kg and 3 kg? I told you very clearly. Contact force between 2 kg and 3 kg equal to what is the mass after the point 3 into acceleration. What is the accelerations are total net force, that is 20 by total mass of the system, that is 5 4s are 20. So F1 is equal to 12 Newton is the contact force between 2 kg and 3 kg. While come to this particular scenario, this particular problem, here not only one force, there are two forces are acting on the system. One is right side, one is left side. So net force, now again you are supposed to calculate contact force. Now contact force equal to what I told, total mass after the point. What is the total mass after the point? That is 3 kg into acceleration. This is the way. But here only one contact force is there. Contact force only acting means like this. But there is one more force is acting. So that is why F net equal to what you have to write, total mass after the point 3 into A. After the point, here contact force is there. What is that one? Let I am taking F1. Again one more extra force is there, minus 10 I am taking, is equal to 3 into what is acceleration? What is acceleration beta? 20 minus 10 net force upon total mass. 2 plus 3 we can write, sir. So now F1 minus 10 is equal to 3 into, this is how much you can write beta? 10 by 5. So 5 1s are 5 2s are. So F1 is equal to 16 newtons, sir. This is the way to calculate the contact force. Very simple. Net force equal to total mass after the point into acceleration equal to net force means F1 contact force minus external force what is acting. Contact force minus external force is equal to total mass after the point into net force by total mass. Again you can take. This is the way to calculate the problem based on this contact bodies. Okay, copy this one. So chalo beta, see connected bodies concept. Contact bodies means net force equal to total mass after the point into acceleration. Net force equal to total mass after the point into acceleration. So here we need to calculate the tension. They will ask you to calculate the tension. Here tension they will ask you to calculate. ये वाला T1 है, वाला T2 I am taking. So let I am taking two body systems, sir. First of all, total net force acting on this system is equal to only F is the external force acting on this system. So F is equal to total mass into acceleration, that is m1 plus m2 into acceleration A, such that A equal to F by m1 plus m2 we can write. This is the formula for acceleration, sir. After that, my dear intelligent, they will ask you to calculate what is the tension in the swing. Shortcut point, very simple, you remember. Tension in the swing is equal to total mass behind the point. Total mass behind the point. Total mass behind the point into acceleration. Behind the point into, let for suppose if you are taking this is A, total mass behind A into acceleration, sir. Total mass behind the point A into acceleration. This is need to be taken. So what is the total mass behind the point A beta? That is equal to MA, sir, or M1 into acceleration. M1 into acceleration is kitna beta? F by M1 plus M2, sir. So this is the way to calculate the tension between two masses or tension offered by the string which is connected between M1 and M2. This is the way to calculate. Let's come to this three body system. The first way to calculate acceleration is equal to net force. This side, right side one force is acting. For suppose if they given this left side also one more force, here F2, here F1 is there. Net force is always equal to total mass into acceleration only. If there is only one force is acting, one force should be considered. Two forces are acting, unka direction need to be specified, sir. If they are acting in opposite direction, greater one minus smaller one. Greater one is acting in which direction? In that direction only acceleration of the system is going to be executed. So now I am writing here F1 upon total mass is equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3 we can write, sir. So now another important point, sir. They will ask you to calculate what is the T1, sir. T1 is equal to total mass behind the point. Total mass behind the point is, sir, M2 and M3 are there behind this T1. So that is equal to M2 plus M3 into acceleration. Acceleration kitna beta? F1 by sigma M. M1 plus M2 plus M3 is called as sigma M only. So next third point we can write that is equal to T2. T2 equal to total mass behind the point. That is what, sir? M3 into acceleration, which we can write M3F by sigma M we can write. That is M1 plus M2 plus M3 we can write, sir. So this is the way we can calculate the net force acting in a particular system, and this is the way to calculate the tension offered by the string. Total mass behind the point. Total mass behind the point. Sir, for suppose in this case F1 is acting right side, F2 is acting left side. So what is the acceleration? F1 minus F2. If you consider F1 greater than F2 beta, F1 minus F2 by sigma M we have to write. T1 equal to, here again you will get F1 minus F2 acceleration you will get. But T1 we have to write. T1 is acting this side, F2 is acting this side. So we have to write T1 minus F2 we have to write. Remember that one. I will give one example question. Need not to worry. You can able to understand it easily. So always you are supposed to write net force. Net force equal to total mass behind the point into acceleration. This is the force acting on this one. So what is the total net force? Total net force is equal to total mass behind the point into acceleration. This is the way. These two examples can able to applicable when the string is having no massless string. So now there is a kind of question they might be asked. This is very important question. They might ask to determine the tension offered by a massive string, sir. When massive string is given, what is the tension offered by the massive string? The string, the mass in the string is going to be distributed uniformly. That is nothing but mass per unit length is called lambda, mass per unit length linear mass density, which is always constant in case of the inextensible string. In case of the inextensible string, mass per unit length is constant. So in this case, if only one force is acting, I want tension at A. Tension at A is equal to F only. Tension at B, this is L by 4 length corresponding M by 4 mass. L by 4, M by 4. L by 4, M by 4. L by 4, M by 4. Each segment का mass estimate M by 4 only, sir. So I want the tension at B. Tension at B equal to total mass behind this point M by 4, M by 4, M by 4. 3M by 4 into acceleration. 3M by 4 into acceleration equal to F by M, M cancel. So 3F by 4 is the tension offered by the massive string at the point B. What is the tension offered by the same string at the point C? Let it is what, sir? This is M by 4 plus M by 4. 2M by 4 into acceleration F by M, M cancel 2 1 2 2 F by 2 only. What is the tension offered by the string at point D? What is the mass behind this point, beta? M by 4 into F by M, M cancel. So the tension at the point D is equal to F by 4. What is the tension at the point E, sir? The tension at the point E is equal to total mass behind the point E is what, beta? 0. So tension at E is equal to 0 only. This is the way you have supposed to remember this particular point. So connection to this concept I am giving this question, sir. This is previous exam question. Let's see how to solve this question. They are asking us to determine the tension at the point B. So first of all, you are supposed to calculate acceleration. Net force is how much? Only one force is acting. So F by capital M plus small m. This is the acceleration. Next, I want the tension at the point B. Tension at the point B is equal to total mass behind the point. Total mass behind the point is how much? A wala capital M plus this is L by 4. L by 4 length, mass corresponding to L by 4 length is how much? M by 4. Remaining mass is how much? 3M by 4. 3M by 4. This is the total mass behind the point into acceleration. Acceleration कितना बेटा? F by M plus M. This is the way to calculate the tension in the string. The tension offered by the string at the point B is equal to M plus 3M by 4 into F by M plus M. This is what we call acceleration. We call it as a acceleration. So this is the way to calculate the connected bodies type of question. So now we will discuss yet wood concept. Before that I will give one example question. Please copy these all things. Sir, in this example you people can able to understand how to determine the tension offered by the string with the help of the concept total mass behind the point into acceleration. So they are asking 2 kg mass, 4 kg mass connected by a massive string whose mass is 0.5 kg per meter. And there is two forces are acting. One is 20 Newton right side, 2 Newton left side. Two forces are acting. So determine the tension in the string at a position 2 meter, which is at a point A. So what is the tension at a point A? In this case, we are supposed to determine acceleration. Net force by total mass. Net force is how much? 2 minus 2 by 4 plus 2 plus 0.5 into 6. How much, sir? 3. 0.5 into 6 is how much? 3. Total mass of the rope is also going to be considered to determine the acceleration. So this is equal to 18 by 9, which is equal to 2 meter per second square is the acceleration. To determine the tension at the point A, I already told you total mass behind the point into acceleration. Total mass here tension is TA. TA is the tension always pulling kind of force, which is pulling. One more force is there on this system at the end of the system. One more force is there. TA minus 2 is equal to total mass behind the point. 2 plus this is 4 meter length, 4 into 0.5, 2 into acceleration is how much sir? 2 you got. So TA minus 2 is equal to 8, TA is equal to 10 Newton sir. This is one method you can able to solve. One more method is there. You can take the FTD of 4 kg body and up to 2 meter length. Consider the rope up to 2 meter length. 2 meter length, 2 meter into 0.5 kg per meter, 0.5 into 2, this is 1 kg you can take. So this side tension, this side contact force 20. So acceleration is A, 20 minus T is equal to 4 plus 1, 5 into A, 2 sir. So 20 minus T equal to 10, T equal to 10 Newton again you will get. So which one we can, what you can able to solve that type of method. If you want, you can take with the help of FTD. If you want, you can take with the help of this simple concept. Total mass behind the point into acceleration is equal to net force. Finish. If you come to this particular question, this is also one of the important previous basic concept questions are, which is here simply you people can able to understand very simple concept, that is tension is a kind of pulling force. Tension is a kind of pulling force. If you are observing this scenario, this tension in the string is acting upward for this block M, is acting downward for the person whose mass is M beta. For the person whose mass is M. So now if you are considering the person mass is M, upon him normal force is acting upward direction by this wall or the floor. So the normal force acting on him is upward direction, which is equal to N1 sir. And one more thing, the tension for the man acting downward direction, but the tension for the block acting upward direction, because tension is always a pulling force and it is pulling the man in the downward direction T. Whereas weight of the block also acting in downward direction, which is equal to mg. So if you are taking mass of the man is capital M, then the normal force acting on this person is equal to N1 equal to T plus mg. We can write better. Mg is the weight of the block. So this is the way to calculate the normal force. In this case, as he is pulling the rope in this case over the pulley. So now in this case what happened? The tension is acting in upward direction. Tension acting in upward direction. Here is the man whose mass is M, and normal force acting upward direction. Tension acting upward direction. Weight of the man is acting in downward direction. Or else if you take, my dear intelligent, this particular weight of, for suppose mass of the man is equal to capital M. This tension in the string is equal to capital small mg and weight is equal to small capital mg. Then T plus capital mg. This is equal to g of m plus m. We can write better. This is the way to calculate the normal force acting on the person. So when come to this particular case, you can able to understand. You are supposed to apply the concept. T is acting in upward direction. So T is acting upward direction. T plus N2 is equal to weight of the man, that is mg, capital mg. So the tension in the string is equal to small mg only. So N2 is equal to g of mass of the man minus mass of the block. In which case normal force acting on the person is more, sir? In the first case the normal force acting on the man is more. So this is very important. A simple basic concept only. Tension offered by the string always a kind of pulling force. So for the man it is acting downward in this case, for the man it is acting upward in this case. So this is the way to calculate this type of problem. Please copy this one. So now we are going to discuss about the Atwood machine concept, problems based on Atwood machine. So before going to solve these type of problems, before that you people need to understand one important concept. Acceleration is equal to unbalanced load by total mass. It is a shortcut method you people can able to understand. Unbalanced load by total mass is equal to acceleration. For suppose a block is going downward direction, then unbalanced load is equal to unbalanced unbalanced load. For downward motion it is equal to plus mg, driving force equal to plus mg. For upward moving body it is equal to minus mg. If the body is moving horizontal right side or left side, then the driving force is equal to 0 or unbalanced load is equal to 0. If the body is going downward on the inclined plane, component of weight that is parallel to the inclined plane is mg sin theta. For downward it is equal to plus mg sin theta. For upward, if block is going in upward direction, then the driving force is equal to mg sin theta. If you are having this simple basic concept, then you can able to solve any kind of question based on the what's are connected bodies question. That is a good type of question. Unbalanced load by total mass. Total unbalanced load by total mass. So in this case we are having two blocks, sir. First I am going to calculate acceleration. Two blocks. Let me consider m2 ka mass is greater than m1, sir. Either tension is T, either tension also T, either T, then F is equal to 2T if no friction. If there is no friction, then the thrust acting on the pulley is equal to T1 plus T2 is equal to 2T only, sir. Like that we can able to determine. Now I am asking the acceleration equal to unbalanced load. M2 going in downward direction, M1 is going upward direction. For downward moving body, unbalanced load is equal to plus mg. For upward moving body, unbalanced load equal to minus mg. So m2g minus m1g by total mass हो गया to calculate the acceleration. So this is we can also write g into m2 minus m1 by m1 plus m2. Or else you can also remember weight of the body going in downward direction minus weight of the body going in upward direction by total mass. So tension in this particular string is equal to take FBD of m1. For m1 is going upward direction. Forces in the direction of acceleration will be taken as positive, against the acceleration taken as negative, sir. So T minus m1g is equal to m1a. This is the FBD equation connection to m1, sir. Next FBD equation connection to m2 is going downward direction, m2 is going downward means m2g will be positive, m2g minus T is equal to m2a. This is the way to calculate the tension. You are going to substitute the a value in this any one equation so that you can able to get the acceleration tension. Then you can substitute the tension value here, you can get the force value. For this type of question, please remember the tension in the string is equal to 2m1 m2g by m1 plus m2, sir. It is easy to calculate. Product of the masses m1 m2, 2m1 m2. How many blocks are there? Two blocks. 2m1 m2g by m1 plus m2. This is the tension. Whereas the thrust acting on the pulley is equal to 2t, that is nothing but 4m1 m2g by m1 plus m2. So this is the way to calculate the thrust acting on the pulley. So after that, if you come to these questions, sir, they are asking, this is important data. So they are asking what is the value of this m1 so that this m3 will be at rest. M3 will be at a rest. So to calculate this type of question, here tension is T, here is tension is T. This T is equal to what you can write 2m1 m2g by m1 plus m2, sir. हो गया T equal to m1 m2g by m1 plus m2. This M3 they are saying that M3 is at rest. Rest means equilibrium. Equilibrium means upward force equal to downward force. Upward force inwards are tension. Downward force inwards are weight. So T is equal to M3G. T का value is 2m1 m2g by m1 plus m2. But my dear intelligent, this is T, this is T. What about this value 2T? The force acting on the force exerted by this string on this block m3 is equal to 2t. So this is you are supposed to write 2t equal to m3g. So now we can write here it is equal to 2t na, 2 2s are 4 is equal to m3g. We can write g cancel, take m3 to here. This condition is 4 by m3 is equal to 1 by m1 plus 1 by m2, sir. This is the condition so that m3 block is going to be at rest only. Remember this one, 4 by m3 is equal to 1 by m1 plus 1 by m2. Then the block m3 is situated at rest only. In this case, what is the A and B both can accelerate, or A accelerate upward, B accelerate upward, or A and B both are at rest only. A only accelerate, B will not accelerate. Like that they will ask the question. So here they are asking that there is a thrust acting on the pulley is 100 Newton. So this is equal to 2T, my dear intelligent. This is 50 Newton. This is 50 Newton. So on this pulley now 50 Newton force is acting, sir. 50 Newton force is acting over the pulley means here it is equally divided. This is 25 Newton. This is 25 Newton. What is the G value? Beta 10. Weight of the A is equal to 4 into 10, 40. Weight of the B is equal to 6 into 10, 60. 60 downward, 40 downward. But 25 upward, 25 upward. Upward force is less than the downward force. So that is why these two blocks will not lifted upward direction. For suppose here if you are taking 300 Newton, sir, then here 250 Newton will come. Or else here 400 Newton if you are taking 200 will come. Here 100 will come. Then both the blocks will shifted and lifted in upward direction. This is the way to calculate the problems based on this fundamental concept at wood machine. Remaining problems also there, like one block is horizontal, one is on the inclined plane. How to calculate acceleration? Chalo, first you copy this one. We will discuss those problems also. Chalo, my dear intelligence, look at these particular problems here. Two blocks are there, where one block is going in vertically downward direction, one is moving in horizontal direction. Let you take this is acceleration A, this is acceleration A. Let consider that M2 mass is greater than M1 beta, angle here it is 90 degrees. Then the thrust acting on the pulley is equal to root 2T. Here tension is T means here also tension is T, because one string only we are using, that is massless string, massless pulley is using here. So I already told you, sir, acceleration is equal to unbalanced load by total mass. Unbalanced load by total mass means unbalanced load for downward moving body is plus mg, for horizontal moving body it is 0. So unbalanced load is equal to m2g by m1 plus m2 हो गया. Acceleration is equal to m2g by m1 plus m2. And the second one, my dear intelligent, need to calculate tension. For horizontally moving body, T is equal to m1a implies T equal to m1 m2g by m1 plus m2 beta. Tension in the string is equal to m1 m2g by m1 plus m2. And next, third one, what is the thrust acting over the pulley? That F is equal to root 2 to E. So that is root 2 m1 m2g by m1 plus m2 we can write, sir. So this is the way we can calculate the force acting on the pulley and acceleration. Acceleration shortcut formula just simple: unbalanced load by total mass. Unbalanced load is equal to plus mg for downward minus mg for upward, 0 for horizontal, plus mg sin theta downward on the inclined plane, minus mg sin theta upward on the inclined plane. Okay, but suppose there is a one most of the important question here. If both the blocks are having same acceleration, A wala 10 kg, A wala 10 kg. So what is the acceleration of the system? It is equal to, if this is having 10 kg, this is having 10 kg, 10 by 10 plus 10. So 10 cancel g by 2. If m1 equal to m2 equal to m, then acceleration equal to g by 2. If both the blocks are having same mass, then acceleration is independent of mass of both blocks. It is always equal to g by 2. If it is 5, 2, 1 kg, 1 kg, 10 kg, 10 kg, 100 kg, 100 kg, 500, 500. If both the blocks are having same mass, then acceleration always equal to g by 2. Then the tension is equal to what you can write, sir? m1 g by 2. Tension is equal to what you can write, beta? m1 g by 2. And the thrust is equal to what you can write, sir? root 2 m1 g by 2. root 2 m1 g by 2. That root 2 m1 g means m1 g by root 2 we can write. m1 and m2 both are having same mass, na? So mg by root 2 we can write mg by 2. Half of the weight of the block is equal to tension in the string, and mg by root 2 times of the 1 by root 2 times of the weight is equal to thrust acting on the pulley. This is the way to remember this particular point. Let you come to this particular point, sir. Chalo, either two blocks are there, dodo blocks are moving over the inclined plane only. Here m2 mass is greater than m1, so that m2 is moving downward direction. With what acceleration m2 is moving downward? With the same acceleration m1 will go upward direction. Because here in the string what we are using is inextensible string. For inextensible string, the total acceleration at every point is constant. So m2 having a acceleration means m1 also will get same acceleration in upward direction. That means a is equal to, acceleration is equals to, we can write unbalanced load by total mass beta. Unbalanced load here how much, weight of the block along the component of weight parallel to this inclined plane. It is going downward, na? m2g sin alpha minus m1g sin beta whole upon total mass m1 plus m2 हो गया m2g sin alpha minus m1g sin beta by m1 plus m2 is known as what sir acceleration of the system unbalanced load by total mass हो गया if you want to calculate tension this T is equal to we will get it is m1 m2 or else you take FBD of any one body T it is going downward now it is going upward so T minus m1g sin alpha is equal to m1a if you substitute all those values in that particular formula you will get T is equal to m1 m2g by m1 plus m2 of sin alpha plus sin beta same formula m1 m2g by m1 plus m2 into either inclined plane is coming now sin alpha plus sin beta we are supposed to take this is the way to calculate this tension what is the thrust acting on the pulley beta thrust acting on the pulley equal to two forces are equal but angle between them is equal to what you can write angle between 180 minus of alpha plus beta so this is equal to 2x cos theta by 2 for resultant so 2t cos 180 minus of alpha plus beta by 2 this is the answer we can able to use to calculate the force acting on the pulley if we come to this particular point in this case beta equal to 90 degrees wherever you had beta in the previous problem there you can able to substitute 90 degrees so sin 90 is equal to 1 or else no need of anything simple you can able to calculate acceleration unbalanced load by total mass let you consider m1 is greater than m2 sir if m1 is greater than m2 m1 is going downward direction so m1g minus m2 is going upward on the inclined plane minus m2g sin alpha by m1 plus m2 this is the way to calculate the acceleration after finding the acceleration you can substitute acceleration in any one FBD equation so that you can able to determine the tension in short time if you come to this particular question sir this is the example question which is very important A B C three blocks are given A ka mass is 1 kg B 2 kg C 3 kg and there are two strings are used to connect this block these three blocks are moving over the inclined plane this is 60 degrees this is 30 degrees sir this is 1 kg this is 2 kg 3 kg this is also 2 kg but your angle is 30 degrees your angle is 60 degrees so this sin theta is always proportional to theta only so component of weight parallel to this inclined plane is this side more compared to this one then these two blocks are going downward direction where this block is going upward direction so for this acceleration is equal to what can I write sir let you take g equal to 10 meter per second square my dear intelligent if you 10 means 10 sin 60 plus 20 sin 60 minus 30 sin 30 whole by 1 plus 2 plus 3 sir this is the value so for this particular problem 10 root 3 by 2 20 root 3 by 2 2 5s are 2 10s are 15 root 3 this is 15 root 3 minus 15 by 6 we can get sir this acceleration approximately equal to you will get 4.1 meter per second square sir here there is a question what is the value of t1 what is the value of t2 to determine the value of t2 chalo take the component of weight that is parallel to this inclined plane let take FBD of c beta t2 minus unka weight how much 30 sin 30 is equal to mass into acceleration mass is beta 3 into 4.1 so this is t2 minus 15 equal to 12.3 t2 equal to this you are getting 27.3 newtons approximately you are getting sir so this is the way to calculate this type of problems my dear intelligence I hope you got this particular point observe this one carefully if this is 3 kg this is the way you can able to solve the particular question okay now next come to this one it's a very important in this type of questions you are observing three blocks one is going downward one is going horizontal one is going upward direction then acceleration equal to unbalanced load by total mass unbalanced load for m1 is m1g unbalanced load for m2 is 0 unbalanced load for m3 is minus m3g so acceleration is equals to we can can write acceleration is equal to, we can able to write it is m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 plus m3 whole into g. So this is the way to calculate the acceleration. After calculating the acceleration, you can substitute in the equation so that you can able to get t1 value and t2 values. After getting t1 and t2 values, this thrust acting on the pulley is how much? Root 2 times of this t2, root 2 times of this t1, sir. This is the way to calculate the connected bodies type of questions. Still, I will explain another video. In another video, I will share the constraint motion, some more example problem connection to these connected bodies, and pseudo force concept also I will explain in next video. Thank you so much. Okay, copy this one.